email-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Lionel, executive producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transcendents, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao, in India, Namaste, in Japan, Konnichiwa, in Korea, Annyeonghaseyo, in Russia, Zdravstvuyte, in Germany, Guten Tag, in Poland, Dzień dobry, in France, Bonjour, in Spain, Hola, in Italy, Ciao, in Egypt, Assalamualaikum, in Ghana, Aquaba, in Nigeria, Paleo, in South Africa, California, in Canada, Namibia, in Kenya, Congo, in Israel, Shalom, in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum, greetings, and may peace be upon you all.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining me this morning on the Female Solution. Today we have a very special show, and that show will be with Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations, and we will be sharing with you today the winner of the September Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Mead. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Well-Being with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
Struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness sessions on Blog Talk Radio, the Female Solution, Monday, 7:30 to 9 a.m. Be sure to send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit ZeldaSpeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moments with us today. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to the next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Thanks for listening.
Grand Rising. And thank you so much for joining us here this morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. How you learning with Zelda Speaks? We're just here to start your week off with the mindfulness stress relief session. And that will be taking place at 7:15 exactly. And at 7:25 exactly, we will be having our Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest winner on. And thank you for joining us this morning. If you're on with us on social media this morning, we're on Facebook.com, HLNTV1. So please go there and subscribe. Thank you very much. As well as our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com, Higher Learning TV Show. Okay? All right. Happy Earth Day, birthday, born day. Today's your birthday. And we are celebrating the birthday of Deborah Peterson, who is the CEO of the Higher Learning Network. Well, she couldn't be here with us today because she's in Jamaica, man. She's over there, Ira, in the village, man, where it's so nice and warm and sunny and pina coladas and all that kind of good stuff. Well, we're stuck here in Chicago where it might be 70 today. So happy Earth Day, birthday, born day, Deborah. And you too, Deborah Strong, because the two Deborahs are over there living it up. Alrighty. I couldn't make it, y'all, but next time. Okay. Anyway, let us keep in prayer the sick and the shut in, those who are confused, unamused, and the unbelievers, because there's so many out here that just don't believe that there is a creator that is responsible for our being here. And how could the creator allow us to be in all this mess? Well, if you read the word, do I need to say that again? If you read the word, you will understand why. In the news, there is I don't like to talk about what's going on out there. I like to talk about what's going on in here. But I just have to tell you about this. Yesterday was Chicago Black Media Brunch. Organized by one of my former co-workers from WGCI, Omni One Channel. She's the program director now. Anyway, they had the Black Media Brunch yesterday, and at was it 55th in Indiana? Very nice place. And they had a couple of speakers, entertainment. Oh, you got to go to my Facebook page. Actually, it's on the HLNTV1 page, so you got to go there and see that. There was talent. There was a poet, brother poet, and he brought the house down. He performed twice. But even more importantly, if you're a business owner, you've got exactly seven days, a week from today, on the 11th. Back to business. There are grants supporting strong, equitable recovery for small businesses in Illinois. A lady was there. Her name was Siri, Siri, Siri. Siri Hibbler, a sister too, powerful sister, got a boss salon out in Oak Park. She showed us pictures where my other co-worker, Ramoski Love, my former co-worker, Ramoski Love, came out to the hair salon where they were at in Oak Park, and some other people. But I was like, wow. She's like, girl, open up a salon. Get that money. So I'm telling you, open up something. Get that money. Up to 20, how many billion is it? And all you need is your 2019 and 2020 tax returns. Okay. So she gave me the website and I wrote it down, and I can't see it on here, but I will post it on my blog. So be sure and go to my blog, zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com. But I did write it on here too. There it is, cookcountysmallbiz.gov. So you need to go there, cookcountysmallbiz.gov. That information is there. If you have your tax 5-minute application, it is nothing like PPL and EID, none like that. And even if you think you're not going to get the money, apply for it anyway, because what she told us was that there's so much money and Black folks are not applying for it. She's part of the Chamber of Commerce, Black something Chamber of Commerce. I apologize for forgetting that, but you need to go there anyway. So can't say you didn't know. If you're listening online, be sure and like and subscribe to us. I've already told you about Facebook, HLNTV1, and our YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV Show. But I didn't tell you about Twitter and Instagram. Zelda Speaks to You. Zelda Speaks, number 2, and the letter U. Okay? So be sure and check that out. And remember to set those DVRs for the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19. And you can see all the shows we've done and the ones that are still coming. And while you're there, Online, go to diabeticdonut.com. If you want to see how I reverse type 2 diabetes, well, then you'll know how. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it. And did I too go to diabeticdonut.com? Yeah, I did. Well, it is time for your Monday morning meditation. But before that, we'll have Monday morning mindfulness word of the day. And actually, I didn't give you traffic and weather, so let me give you that right quick. I forgot all about that. Well, traffic and weather sponsored by Karen Kelly of iText.com. If you're a business owner or entrepreneur and you have services or products that you'd like to exchange, then you can very well do that. You simply go to iText.com and type in the promo code Zelda, Zelda, Zelda. Thank you, Rich McGee. And all the other ancestors. How did I forget about Can't Coos yet? Alrighty. Inbound on the Kennedy, it is a hot mess. 38 minutes inbound, 27 on the outbound. It's tight at Harlem Avenue. On the Edens inbound, it's 25 minutes in, 17 out. On the Eisenhower, almost an hour, 54 minutes, 29 minutes out. And on the Stevenson inbound, 26 in, 18 out. And on the Day and Ryan, it's a hot mess. Car fire at 63rd Street in the local lanes. It's 35 minutes inbound, so find a detour, 11 minutes on reverse. On the Bishop Ford, 11 in, 11 out. And DuSable Lakeshore Drive, 10 minutes in both directions. That's your traffic and weather sponsored by iText.com. Be sure and mention the code ZELDA so that you can get your $100 discount and go shopping right away. Whatever you need, supplies, cars, travel, whatever. Be sure and tell them Zelda sent you. How about that? Okay. And here's the word for today, September. September. I'm still in September. October 3rd. October 4th. It's really a blessing and a privilege to have friends in your life, especially those who support you. Not because you don't or do have money, a title, fame, and fortune, but just because Deborah Peterson is one of those people. Deborah is married, has a career, family, and involved in her community, and still finds the time to occasionally chat and do volunteer work. I'm sure Deborah's husband would rather have her home, and I understand that. But Deborah knows the value of friendship. Not everyone does. Not everyone has friends that they cherish. Not everyone knows how to be a friend. If no one has called you their friend lately, something ain't right with that. Why? You might want to ask yourself why. Friends, what would we do without them? Quite frankly, I don't even want to know. This is for the friend in you, Deborah Peterson. Happy Earth Day, birthday, born day, Deborah Peterson. Why you over there vacationing in Jamaica, man? Well, I'm stuck here in the city, man, but I love you anyway. Not your fault, I didn't go. Okay, inspirational conversations. Donations available at zeldaspeaks.com. And the proceeds benefit the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest, which airs every fourth Thursday. And this contest, we did not have a winner because there was a tie. So we will be announcing the tie at 7:25. So hold on, because it is now time for a Monday morning mindfulness meditation. And I want you to join it with us by sitting up straight, feet flat on the floor, nothing in your hand, nothing in your lap, flat on the floor. And we're going to simply breathe in and breathe out. And deep breathing expands the lungs and it triggers the receptors in the brain. And it puts you in a different space. Yeah, that's why we do that. And if you breathe deep enough, you will feel your body begin to relax from here to here right away. Oh, and it feels so good. So you simply breathe in and you simply breathe out. Okay? Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Once more. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. One more time. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Did you feel the immediate calmness come over you? Did you feel that? Did it feel good? Good. Let's continue breathing. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Let us take the power of the breath and move that breath to certain parts of our bodies that remind us of how special we are and the gifts that we have and what we can do with the power of this breath. So once more, let's breathe in. Hold it. And exhale. You feel immediate relief. Immediate relief. So let us take these long arms and simply stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch and give thanks for the power of the breath. Rotate those shoulders. Move those shoulders. And reverse those shoulders. And move those shoulders. Ooh, felt the pop there? Yep, that's just air between the ligaments and the tendons and all that other muscles and all that good stuff. One more time. Let's breathe in. Bring those hands above the head and slowly feel the breath coming down through the forehead and the face into the chin and the shoulders and the rest of the body. And move that head around and around and reverse the circle around and around. And simply breathe in. Hold it. And exhale as we give thanks for the breath that moves down through the body, through the chest and the sides and the back and the buttocks as we inhale deeply. Hold it. And as we exhale, feel the energy of the breath moving down through the hips and the thighs and the knees. Feel free to rub and love on those knees and those thighs because it's what keeps you mobile. If you're young, you might not understand it right now, but if you live to be a nice, ripe old age in your 60s, going on your 70s, you'll understand. You rubbing them knees, baby. You rubbing them knees this morning. Tony over there rubbing them knees too. Yeah, baby.
So just keep living, young people.
Just keep living, young people. Come say hi to the folks this morning. He's on his way out the door. He doesn't have time. As we breathe in. And as we breathe out, keep breathing in and breathing out and giving thanks for the power of the breath as we send love, light, and energy down through the knees, the ankles, the arches, the instep, and the toes. Yes, wiggle those toes. Ooh, love wiggling those toes, sending that energy right back up through the feet, the heels, the arches, the ankles, and the legs, and the thighs. They're still breathing in. A good long deep exhale, sending more love and light and energy up through the knees and thighs and the buttocks and the back and the hips. As we do the higher learning hip roll this morning, moving those hips from side to side because it is those hips that'll keep you mobile, that'll keep you moving as you breathe in. Sending more love, light, and energy back up through the shoulders and the neck. Oh, yes. Take your hands and massage the back of the neck. These fingers right here, this is where we hold all of our tension. And sometimes you can just do this to help break up the acid in the muscles right there. And yeah, feel that? Feels good, doesn't it? Yeah, keep doing it. And we can take these two fingers and this thumb and pinch the back of that neck. That's where the vagus nerve is. Helps the immune system. So squeeze it and love it and give thanks for it as you continue to rub all of that stress out this morning as you breathe in and as you breathe out, sending love, light, and energy back up to the top of your head as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring the head forward, chin to chest, and slowly rotate that head to the left, sitting up straight. And slowly bringing the head around to the back. Slow down. You're moving too fast. And slowly rotate to the right and back around to the front. Head up, inhale deeply. As you exhale, bring the head back down. Slowly bring the head around to the right. Slowly. Slowly. You just be getting to the back. Slowly bring it around. And slowly bring it around to the left. Back, front, center. Hold your head up. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Feel all that release of tension right there in the shoulders. Oh, yes, that feels good. Inhale deeply. And this time, turn your head to the left as far as you possibly can, feeling the stretch in the right of the neck. Does that feel good or what? Yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And exhale. Inhale deeply. Turning the head to the right as far as you possibly can, feeling the stretch in the left part of your neck. Oh, yes, that feels delicious. Oh, yes. And bringing the head back forward. Inhale once more. And rotate that whole head around and around. And then reverse it around and around. Oh, does that feel good or what? Yes, look to the right as far as you can. And look to the left. And back center. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Now, how does that feel? Feel good? Great. And this is something that you can practice on your own. Doesn't take 5, 10, 15 minutes. You can do it in 60 seconds. When somebody get on your last nerve and you want to cuss them out, don't do it. Just simply breathe on them. He'll look at you like you're crazy. Why is she looking like that? Yeah, do that. Make that face. You think you're about to explode or have a seizure or go crazy on them. They just might back up, but they'll especially back up if you got a little funk on your breath. Got to brush your teeth. Little garlic, little onion, keep a little garlic on you. I promise you they're gonna back up because nobody want to smell that funk unless you eat garlic. Some people like garlic. I'm one of them. And it does make a difference. So try that practice. I hope that was short enough for you, Picante. Yes, I know I said your name wrong, but you know what I mean. Okay. And thank you all so much for joining us on Monday Morning Mindfulness Meditation. That is the meditation that you can practice and you can share, because you can do it in 60 seconds or less. Just blow your breath, I promise you. And while you're there, be sure and go to my YouTube page, Zelda Speaks Mindfulness, okay? And you'll see it there. So be sure and share it. Grand Rising. Our executive producer, Naima Latif, says, Grand Rising, beautiful queen teacher. You're looking gorgeous on this early Monday morning. Thank you, girl. You will never know I overslept this morning, right? I never oversleep. I overslept this morning. What did I do yesterday? Okay. I went to the Women's Black Media Brunch, and I was just so ecstatic. First Lady, I just want to thank you. That was so informative, so fulfilling, and this is the kind of information that we need, because at the Black Chamber of Commerce, that the speaker, her name was Siri Hibler, she told us about this money that Governor Pritzker has available for us, and we need to get that money. Okay, we need to get it because she says when she goes to events at the Chamber of Commerce, they always tell her that they cannot find Black people. And I'm like, how is that possible? You can't find Black people. Well, when she shows up at these Chamber of Commerce meetings, she's the only one. Nobody else is there. So what do? We have to show up, people. And here this woman is telling us that not enough people are showing up. So what do? Grand Rising. Are you calling in this morning?
Yes, I'm on the other line.
Oh, what number are you calling from? Because I don't see it.
747.
I don't see a 7. Oh, I see it right now. Okay, I'll hang up. Thanks. Bye. I'm sorry. Let's go to the phone line and welcome our teen talent manager, our global virtual teen talent manager, and that would be Falake Hinde, who is the person who makes my job so much easier because, let me tell you what, because every single student that you see perform here on the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest, Falake is the person who has contacted them, and she keeps in contact with them, reminding them of the things that they need to do, get the talent release form signed. She does all of that. So when I tell you this is a team effort, it's a small team, but it is a team. So I want to welcome to the platform this morning, Falake Hindi. Hindi. Did I say that right, Falake?
You sure did.
Thank you so much. Oh, Grand Rising. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. You are not always available to be with us on Monday morning, so we are very grateful to have you here this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the lady that needs applause. Yes. Because she is so deserving of all the wonderful work you do. Because this is no simple feat, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, it's a lot of work. Tell them about it, Falake.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Zelda, thank you so much for having me this morning. It is a great pleasure to be with you. I so enjoy and appreciate what you're doing. And again, I'm truly, truly grateful to be here. And I get a chance to, to get gathered every month. And we got an outfit dancer. We had our first, this time we had a few more firsts than ever. So we had our first visual artist on the show,
Mm-hmm.
someone who wants to be an illustrator, very, very talented artist. We had our first yoga player on the show, who is African American and 18 and self-taught yo-yo champ. And we had our first Bulgarian on the show.
Yeah, Bulgaria.
It is such a great time to be able to find talent from all over the globe, as you mentioned, and all kinds of talent.
Yes.
And you know what was so fun for me too is I was looking online something, and I saw one of our students from one of our very first competitions on a commercial.
Really?
And you know, so, oh yeah, so we want to, you know what, I wanted to tell you, we're gonna, like you said, we're going to go back and check in with a lot of our former contestants to see what they've been up to, movies they've been doing over the summer, commercials, albums, you know, putting out products.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just so that we are going to design all kinds of things, bookmarks and all kinds of things. She sells them online. They are young and amazing, and it is a treat to be able to find them. Like you said, it is work sometimes, because sometimes they're busy traveling, like doing when they were traveling with family over the summer, or they have exams for school. So it's always an adventure. And thank you for letting me do it for you and with you.
Do I have your last name spelled right? That it is an honor and a privilege. Is it Hinde?
No.
Ooh.
It is K-E.
I always get. I keep getting my letters mixed up. I thought that's why I checked, and so let me put your name up here right. Falake Kainde. Kainde. Keinde. I got it right this time.
You just missed the first two letters, K-E, and then it's H-I-N-D-E.
Oh, I did miss a letter. Kehinde. Okay, I got it right now. Come on now. I got it right now. So for those of you who just joined us, and I see we have a few more, the contestants were number one, Janissa Ha. She was 15 from Sydney, Australia. She's the actor. The second, contestant was Mark Tiford. He is from Bulgaria and he's an actor, 19. And number 3 was Ali Keel, an artist, 19, who he's the one who won the scholarship. He's the cartoonist, I think. Is that what he was, a cartoonist? Yeah, he's an cartoonist. Yeah, artist. And number 4 is Zion Wilson Chambers, the yo-yo champion. Never heard of a yo-yo champion. Number 1, because it's not something black folks compete in. But you know, everything we compete in, we just excel. What can I say?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. So he did with the yo-yo. Gene, our airman, our male contestant, he was saying that he did. Did you see the 3 things that he did with the? He recognized them. He did. He said he did rock the cradle, walk the dog. I was like, and around the world. It's like, wow, how did he do that? And this young man was self-taught. Do you hear me? Self-taught. Never seen such thing like that in all of my life. So to all of the contestants, Janissa, Mark, Ali, and Zion, congratulations. Job well done. We are honored to have you here as contestants on the Female Solution.
We got so many emails talking about and comments on YouTube talking about how amazing the contest was this month, how much they enjoyed it in September. I mean, just it was a wonderful outpouring from all over the world.
I know, because I'm looking on the website. For Lockie, I'm looking on the website last night and I was like, people are still voting. Are you kidding me? I'm like, we told them the deadline was Sunday. The day is Sunday last week. And Sunday this week, they're still voting. It's like, oh my God, I love this. I don't know if we counted those votes or not. I don't know if we counted those votes or not for Lockie. That's where you come in at.
Yes, I sure do come in and count and because you know we had a tie.
Yes.
Between the 2 actors.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Janissa Ha and Mark Tiford.
That's right.
So.
That's right. So we needed to break that tie. So Judge, you had the great idea that we would announce today. Do it over the weekend. Throughout and last week and announce it on today's show. So. I was just it was so excited that even just watching that process and the emails that I received from that too. Because people, like I said, I got a lot of, I enjoyed, everybody was good, everybody was great. Wow, I need to join next month. Whoa, this was really something that I gotta go with this one or that, So it was thank you everybody for voting and watching.
Yes, thank you all for voting in once again. Now, the moment you have been waiting for, and who might be the winner? Okay, Falake, take it away. Who's the winner?
Yes, it gives me great pleasure. The battle, this outstanding competition. The winner is Mark Tiford out of Bulgaria.
Oh my goodness, Mark Tiford! Wow, from Bulgaria. Oh, congratulations, Mark. He's the winner of the September Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest, Mark Tiford from Bulgaria. Oh my goodness. Is it Bulgaria or Bulgario? I think it's Bulgaria.
Bulgaria.
It is yeah. Wow.
Mark was wonderful. I mean, he truly was spectacular. His acting, if you had a chance to check it out, please do on our YouTube. I mean, this young man speaks English, like Airman said, flawlessly.
Yes, he does.
And becomes this character that he's portraying. And he has a very, very high passion for his craft. He wants to help his family with his art. I mean, so it is not only for him, but it is, he really wants to use art to make an impact a positive impact in the world and change things for his family.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Falake. It is now time for us to go to a commercial break and bring on our guest for the hour. That would be Brother Lionel Abdul Haqq, and we're talking about the movie Respect. And why do we still have to demand it? So thank you, Falake. During the commercial break, I'm going to play the winner so they can see who the winner is for those who are listening. So thank you so much, Falake. We appreciate you. And now we will take our commercial break, and we will take it away and let you see who the winner is while we're in break. Alrighty? So just hold tight.
Oh, man. I sent the Monday sun bill today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during this season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it.
Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out and we're sitting up here all day in the dark. Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged number? Well, thank God, the light and heat from the sun.
And here we go.
So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes?
My name is Mark Tiford. I'm 19 years old and I'm currently located in Sofia, Bulgaria. And what I strive towards is being great and meaningful stories and portraying great and meaningful characters. So complex, so real. They inspire audiences, make them heard and seen on the big screen, and just changing the way they perceive this world, educating important topics like mental health, and it just changing, unite them, and make them work together to change the world, because you never know who these stories will inspire and what these people will create. And that is my number one goal, is using my art to change the world. Thank you. You really? You actually believe that you're the victim here, don't you? You actually believe that? I had the FBI come to my dorm room. They took my car, they took my credit cards, they took the TV, they took the computer, and you weren't there. I had to get on the bus. Took mommy's holiday. She had 3 suitcases with everything she owned in them. She was going on about the fairness, political, it was all political, there was no evidence of traffic, it was injustice, on and on and on. The whole night, she was shaking, her whole body was shaking. And where were you, Dad? And Annie's 6 months pregnant. Her 3-year-old son is crying. He wants to know why his grandfather is on all the TV channels. They need her to calm down. They think she's going to deliver the baby prematurely. She can't calm down. They want to give her drugs. She doesn't want drugs. She won't take drugs. She doesn't know if her husband is going to have a job in the morning. Suddenly, everybody who has anything to do with you, everybody who's ever so much as met you, suddenly everybody has become suspect. Because you are toxic.
And yes, I reversed all my chronic diseases, plans of energy mindset. How Cultivations supports the energy and consumers is we teach people about a strategic medicine mindset. So we support people on how to
awesome stuff there, man.
How to support their brain health.
Hi, my name is Ali Field. I currently live in Los Angeles, and I'm a sophomore at Abdul College of Art Design. My major is illustration, and I will art, comics, manga, and talk on the side. My goal in the future is to become a comic artist, which is my dream.
Grand Rising. And thank you for joining us back here. Female Solution. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. And as you can see on the screen, we have a winner. But you can go back and look at all of that on your own. Right now, it is time to bring on our guest, Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations. Hope you enjoyed the winner of the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest, and that was Mark Tiford from Bulgaria. And let me get rid of this so you're not hear that audio. So he was the winner. Congratulations to Mark Tiford from Bulgaria. So now let us go to the phones. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. As we welcome to the microphone our brother of the microphone, who always joins us on the first Monday of every month. That's Brother Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations. Welcome, my brother. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
And your listening audience, once again, glad to join you for this Monday session.
That, ladies and
congratulations to the winner of the talent contest.
Yes, congratulations to him. I could not believe people were still voting at the last minute. It's like, I don't know if we can accept that, but that was on Falake, so she did handle it. So thank you so much again, Falake. That is the voice of Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations joining us this morning. And we're discussing the movie Respect, unlike any other commentary that you've ever enjoyed. We're not talking about the Siskel and Ebert. We're talking about going behind the scenes. And that's what Lionel specializes in. He gives us a whole new perspective of the movie Respect with Aretha Franklin. And I so enjoyed it. I know everybody who saw it, all of my friends who saw it, they said they were crying and laughing and you just go through the whole range of emotions. It was so thrilling and so enlightening to see the life of the queen of soul, Aretha Franklin. May she rest in paradise, because she may have left the temple, but her work and her spirit lives with us forever. Is that right, Lionel?
I think so. I don't see how it can be otherwise. The reality of accomplishment that and fame that she achieved in the struggle that she had with her personal life is reminiscent of very few who have been able to attain to a level of achievement that she did. In most of my focus in movies, music, television, it's not as much about the individual as it is what the individual stands for, represents in the context of culture, and in the context of history, and in the context of our struggle in this journey of the soul out of darkness into light. And I think it's important for us to keep that focus and not lose that focus in our evaluation, because movies, music, and television is certainly about more than just entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
Culture is about more than just entertainment. And just as in ancient Rome or ancient Greece, the idea of mass media program, some medium by which the masses of the people are indoctrinated under the guise of entertainment. This is what I do. This is what I've been blessed to do. I consider it to be a very lonely situation, because I don't know anybody else who's doing it from that perspective.
Yeah.
And who has been doing it as long as I have, and yet not even I haven't even been challenged with any of my reviews in all the years that I've been writing. Yet, at the same time, I haven't received the kind of acknowledgement toward the scholarly and insightful depth that my reviews have, as opposed to other reviews. And with every TV station and newspaper and this medium's featuring movie reviewers as a standard part of their programming for mine not to have received any kind of acknowledgement in all these years. Is a testimony, I think, to the fact that people don't want you going deep.
Oh,
They
no.
don't want to think of you. They don't want you to think of these things as anything other than entertainment. And that the powers to manipulate human consciousness is not something that we should be concerned about.
Yes, yes. Teach.
But we persevere. We believe that the lack of attention, the lack of acknowledgement, even anyone really challenging or questioning or having real criticism or response is astonishing to me that they don't even make an effort to respond to it. And but like I said, this is one of the things that prevent us from giving the respect that we are due as people. And that's what we want to discuss.
I love what you said, and I need you to repeat that again about the movies being under the guise of entertainment when it's really social programming.
That's what I'm saying all the time. I mean, it's like when I talk about what culture means in the dictionary, you look at it in the dictionary, any standard English dictionary defines culture as art, music, mediums, means through which human beings express that which is intended to elevate other human beings morally and intellectually. That's what it says. That's what it says. It's about moral and intellectual inspiration being put in a form that enables people to benefit from it consistently. Conveys a knowledge. It's like the image of the man, the naked man that is associated with ancient Greece, who's sitting in a position with his fist on his chin and his curls kind of curled with his elbow on his neck. I don't know what they call the thinking man, I think it's called. But this is art that makes a statement that the more you look at the art, the more you understand that its power and its wisdom is that the shape that the man is in is the shape of the human brain. And that he's naked, not revealing his sexual parts, but covering them with his external body in the position that he's in, his sexual organs are concealed. And that he's naked because he's saying that the mind, the human mind, the human brain is the clothing, is the thing that protects us and that keeps us from shame. And it is the spiritual being inside this body that operates this brain, that operates from the center of our being called the brain. But it is really a powerful art statement that the more you look at it, the more you think about it, the more you are elevated in your consciousness. And this is what culture is. The pyramid, the thing they call the pyramid, we call a mirror in ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt. This is a symbol. This is art. This is a monument that sends a powerful message. The thing they call the Sphinx is a cultural art form that conveys a powerful message that enlightens the spirit and the consciousness. And this is all about elevating the mind above the body, the mind above the material world, the mind above material domination and exploitation. And this is why culture is so important. Our culture, OCCULTURE, is of the devil. Culture is divine, is natural. It is a natural part of the human evolutionary process through culture. Culture is one of the main instruments of our evolution out of darkness into light. And so, we learn from the ancient Kemetic people, the ancient Egyptian people, that there is power, that the mind has power, and that the development of the human species is through the mind. And they destroyed ancient Kemet, took over the leadership, and it's been going downhill ever since. But the concept that they did understand somewhat was the power to influence human thinking through mediums of art and culture. Now, if you don't want to evolve, if you don't want the minds of people to be astute and wise, to be spiritually locked into moral principles and character, you are working for the occult. You are working for the satanic forces that are undermining amusing the human consciousness. That they want you to think it's just entertainment, and that there's nothing in it at all designed to retard and degenerate your human spirit. And this has been what has been operating in the modern world, for the most part. But there are those who are working to elevate the human consciousness as well, and they produce movies and other programs like those with community cultivations education programs that focus on helping people to get back in touch with their humanity and to recognize, as the young people say, and get real, as the young people say, and come out of Never Neverland, Disney World, never want to grow up. Foolishness, fun mentality every day.
And it's that kind of thinking that keep us in the place where we are, wherever we are in consciousness at this point, wherever we are. Excuse me, if we have not done the work, if we haven't put aside some quiet time, some QT time with self, and turn off the programming, until we do that, nothing will change. But I have faith, Lionel, and I know you do too, that people are waking up.
Well, the whole concept of the resurrection. The whole concept of the resurrection goes back to ancient Kemet. The symbol that they call the Washington Monument, and even the layout of the Washington area there, around the Capitol building and the White House, all of that is based on or copied almost directly from the capital of ancient Kemet called Luxor.
Called who?
Luxor. Luxor. And I think that's the
Luxor. Yeah, like the hotel in Vegas.
Yeah. Luxor.
Yeah.
Was the capital of Kemet.
Oh wow.
The Greeks called it Memphis. But the point is, the point I'm making is that all of this has to do with where we are today, and once the images that feed your mind are locked in, then your behavior becomes habitually conformed to those ideas and images. Which is why one of the principal rules in divine guidance, one of the first principles of religion, of divine guidance, is there be no images. That the projection of images of God, to say this image is God, or they are giving people the idea of what God is not something that should be done with in terms of the physical image. That the idea of putting God in a physical image is the number one sin in most religions. The idea of associating something else with the divine is a major no-no. In fact, the concept of the intercessor, the one who tries to get in between you and God, you and the Creator, your universe, is Satan, is the devil. The intercessor is the devil. And that his role is to prove that human beings are not worthy of independent judgment. That they are to be ruled like cattle.
Wow.
As an elite, as a so-called elite, that the elite are better than the rest of people. And some people think that the elite are the ones who are the most educated, the most wealthy, blah, blah, blah. Some say the white people. Some say it's the black people. Which in the context of the way history is being revealed about ancient Kenya and what's at the root of all of the oppression of black people, is the level of consciousness that black people had attained when Europeans, the Greeks, took over by force, by deception and force. But the point is that the culture is not just about entertainment, and that the movie respect, just like the movie we talked about before, Lady Sings the Blues, or not Lady Sings the Blues, but U.S. versus
Billie Holiday. Yeah.
Yeah, these are major. The reason why they didn't want black people in movies or doing movies about black people is because black people have a insight in the very lives that we live. There is an insight deep into the history of the world that is not being taught to the world. And the history has a lot to do with the political situation in the world. And the programming of mass media, movies, music, television, over the internet, and other mediums is a major problem for the world today.
You got that right. And Naima Latif says, posed a question here. She says, we are acknowledging him as a scholar every month here on the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. Why would Lionel expect the unconscious people working in other media platforms to acknowledge the truth of what he's saying? If they knew how to do that, they wouldn't be unconscious. Good point. And I want you to hold your response to that, Lionel, because we got to take a quick commercial break and we will be right back. So stay close.
Hi, I'm Dr. CJ of Valona Health, where we combine orthopedic manual therapy and neuroscience to treat the whole person. Health tip for the day is keep it moving. Doesn't matter how, just keep it moving, doing something you enjoy. Walking, dancing, rolling on the floor with your dogs or kids, really anything. The body craves movement to keep its bones, joints, and muscles happy. Even our mental health and internal organs and digestive system rely on our movement. Thanks for being a part of the Higher Learning Network on the Female Solution. you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Helping culture world peace and restoration of light transcend culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I'm Director Shin Kim of HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
Are you constantly arguing with your spouse? Are your children misbehaving and acting out? Is someone in your family abusing drugs? Have you been the victim of domestic violence? Are you grieving with the loss of a loved one? Let us help you restore serenity to your life. At Serenity Family Social Services, we understand that good mental health is the result of emotional well-being. Our goal is to assist you and your family in removing emotional distress and restoring harmony and balance to your lives. We offer individual, couples, and family counseling. I'm Howard Williams, CEO of Serenity Family Social Services. Call us today at 312-315-4820. That's 312-315-4820. This is Minister Cynthia Marie Williams, spiritual counselor and advisor. I invite you to a private reading in the area of business, health, finances, relationships. My introductory cost of $20. Please call because there is a higher power that can help me help you. 312-802-4743. Peace and blessings to you all. Call me. 312-802-4743.
And that is the voice of Minister Cynthia Marie Williams, who is on she's always in our prayers because she is one of our sisters of the microphone who has been experiencing serious challenges, health challenges, as well as Mama AZ. So we are always grateful for the opportunity to send love, light, and good energy and good health and good karma and all that other good stuff. We send healing in your direction, and we are most grateful for you. So we give thanks and know that your healing comes from within, from the Creator. And we appreciate that. And we appreciate the work that you do. So don't ever think you're alone, because you're not. Just because you don't see us, you can always feel us in your heart. It's 8:05. Thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. I'm joined by Brother Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations as he breaks it down with the movie review of the movie Respect. RESPECT. Oh, I forgot. Let's go back to the question that Naima Latif made about acknowledging you as a scholar every month here on The Female Solution global radio TV show. Why would you, Lionel, expect the unconscious people working in other media platforms to acknowledge the truth of what you're saying? Why? If they do that, they wouldn't be unconscious.
I believe this is no that. I'm not, it's not that I'm self-promoting in any way. I'm basically just focused on the reality that considering the level of interest that people say they have in what I do, conscious people, I would hope that I'm not looking for the unconscious people to respond in any way other than they do, but I would hope that the conscious people would want to support, promote, introduce of the conscious people to reach unconscious people. My phone don't ring.
Okay.
If I thought it was unnecessary for me to be on the internet based on the volume of calls and inquiries and that I was getting over the telephone, I would do so. But it ain't happening.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't happening. And even to the extent that it doesn't show a lot of respect for the potential of what I'm saying when people who are conscious and who say they acknowledge it don't do more to promote it or support it. And what I'm saying about news is only the tip of the iceberg. The reality of education as a whole in the same perspective. It is degenerate. It is basically more. We get more. The difficulty with education is the power of mass media to generate our thinking with foolishness. Cognitive processes require consistency. And when the consistency of 1 and 1 equals 2 is juxtaposition with orientation of that kind of conflict, that kind of disconcerting programming undermines the cognitive process. And those who control, who willfully want to generate us away from our human character into brute beasts, show us images of violence, anger, mismanagement, displays of anger, to the point of wanting to kill. And that is consistent throughout the programming of mass media.
Yes, sir.
So to wonder why there's so much violence, people wonder why there's so much violence, it's absurd. How can you say you don't know where the violence is coming from?
Right. Right.
That's insane for you to even shake your mouth to say that.
Oh.
So are you really trying to deal with the problem, or are you trying to put a false show that you're trying to deal with the problem? Again, the word show is in the dictionary twice. One reflects a definition or gives a definition of being, of demonstrating or showing or presenting something as it is. Another show, the other show is a false representation of what it is. And the whole show business industry is, for the most part,
I love what you said. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I've been talking for a while. I was going to let you go ahead.
I just wanted to comment on what you said about the cognitive process that requires consistency if we intend to be deprogrammed. And you talked about how we watch it, we see it, and we can't expect those who are trying to control us to show us anything positive. That's all we're going to see on the news is negativity, because it is that kind of conditioning that keeps us in the state of mind that we're in. And that's a fear-based state of mind of something negative that could happen. Well, just like something negative happens, something positive could happen. But when we reinforce our fear-based thinking by watching negative programming, this is the result of what we get. Someone sent me, I think it was Baba Kwame Sunhorse, sent me a video of social programming. What was the name of the movie? It was on Netflix, but I'd seen it already, but I had to go back and look at it again. And it talked about how the people who were working at all these major corporations, and especially as it relates to social media, Google, Netflix, any of them that you can think of, how they were duped in the interview, thinking they were doing social good, when in all actuality, they realized that what they were doing was not social good. It was the exact opposite. And they had the courage to quit those jobs. Now, not very many people can do that unless you are in a position to do so. So I commend those. So if you have not seen the movie The Social Dilemma, it's free. It's on YouTube. You must go and see it, because it relates to exactly what Lionel is talking about, this cognitive process where we have been programmed since birth. Actually, before we even got here, Lionel, on the planet, this was put into action, and we are just following through with it subconsciously, and we don't even know it.
One of the things I thought a long time ago was in regard to the very concept of real.
Lionel, you sound a little muffled. Lionel,
Huh?
you sound a little muffled.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
I was saying that I was looking up this word recognize, and I stumbled across the word cognitive dissonance in the dictionary. And cognitive dissonance is, in the dictionary, it's two separate words, but they're together.
Okay.
And it defines a psychological disorder.
Oh.
That is the result of a person having opposite ideas, holding a parallel or competitive or equal position in his mind, like good and evil, they have an equal place in his mind. He has a responsive and emotional attachment to good, and he has an emotional attachment to evil that is parallel, or that is rival his affection for goodness. This is what cognitive dissonance means. Breaking it down. But this lays at the foundation of good thinking. Now, when you got the illusion of fun, and what we call fun is people falling down the step, tripping and falling, what they call prank falls. Somebody hitting somebody over here, the three stooges poking each other in the eye. Autos are people, wily coyotes chasing after the road runner trying to blow him up. You see what I'm saying? This is cognitive programming that we find or made to feel affection for as a result of our growing up and being exposed to these ideas as positive programming. It's fun. It's just fun. It doesn't have any problem. No, there's no problem with it at all. It's just for the fun of it.
Right.
It's just for a little fun.
Right.
But reality is it is undermining your cognitive process. And it sets us up for the mental illness that we are experiencing today.
And you wonder why you feel the way you feel. You wonder why you think the way you think. You wonder why you do the things you do.
Wonder why your stress level is so high that you're having heart attacks, diabetes, and strokes.
Right.
At a alarming rate.
Right.
The spirit is the real key to your life. Once it's screwed up, everything else is going to get screwed up too.
Oh, yeah.
And until you correct your spiritual deficiencies and conflicts, the rest of your problems are going to get worse. And that's individually and as well as socially.
Mm-hmm.
The social environment is a testimony to the spiritual degeneration that has occurred in the modern world. And one affects the other. You get one straight, you got the other one straight. And so the story of Respect, the movie Respect, is fundamentally something that I think it comes in the context of the divine speaking to us through the culture of the oppressor, where he even takes his own sword and cuts his head off. The Goliath didn't die when he got hit with the rock. Goliath died because after he got knocked out with the rock, David cut his head off with his own sword. And so this is symbol, this is powerful wisdom that is locked into it. That we need to understand the depth of how we're being misled, bamboozled, run amok, and led astray, and use that to free ourselves and our people.
Amen.
And the rest of humanity, because we all been bit by the same snake.
Okay. Yes, we have. Until we wake up and smell the coffee, so to speak, things will remain. Programming is the same. It doesn't change. You just change the channel. But until you change your mind, nothing would happen. It's 8:18. If you just joined the conversation, we're speaking with our monthly contributor, Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations, and we're discussing movie review with within the context of the movie Respect with Aretha Franklin. If you have not seen that movie, you owe it to yourself to see it. What would you tell those who are listening, Lionel, what to look for when they're be aware of when they're watching this movie?
Well, the title tells you a whole lot.
Yes.
It's just like reading a book.
Right.
Or looking at a painting. The title is supposed to give you insight into what it's about and what it's trying to say. Now, the idea of respect is like the United States versus Billie Holiday. I mean, that tells you a whole lot.
Right.
That tells you a whole lot.
Right.
About what you're going to get.
Right.
You watch that movie.
Right.
But the depth of it is that it's not just about Billie Holiday. They were not just against Billie Holiday.
Right.
They were against jazz as a cultural art form that was elevating humanity out of darkness into light.
And we don't want you to elevate humanity. We want you to stay stuck and stay stupid.
The reality of Scripture, the reality of David versus Goliath, Samson, Jesus, Moses, Abraham, all of them are based on a concept that the divine moves people to articulate ideas that will free us from slavery. That will free us and move us to the next level of our human development. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen without, and there's nothing you can do about it. But those who seek to control humanity and exploit humanity try to control. They watch for any development that represents a liberating change. So once jazz came on the scene and started bringing people together and elevating black people to higher and higher levels, and people in America start coming together around this cultural art form that made people feel different, made them think different. Even the lyrics in jazz music ain't the same as what we get in this stuff we got going on today. So this was a willful effort to stop something that was a divine part of the liberation process of the modern world. Just like the kids saying, get real and recognize. That didn't come from them as much as it came from a divine inspiration to speak to the need for us to get real and to recognize our thinking. And so they know and they watching. They tell you in scripture that Herod was aware that there was supposed to be a savior coming for the children of Israel, and the whole idea of killing the firstborn son was to stop that process. So this is not just in a vacuum. All of this is connected. All of this is relevant to the time that we are living in today. And we are on the brink of the resurrection. I don't care what anybody says. People are waking up, and it don't get better. But it may have to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, it usually gets worse before it gets better. I hate to say it, but
it doesn't have to, though.
Yeah.
But people, as long as I've been on this air, as long as I've been writing these reviews and publishing these reviews, the lack of response or the little response in terms of support that I've gotten is shameful. It doesn't show respect.
It does not show respect. Well, how can we expect to come from respect from out there when we are not showing respect?
Out there. I'm talking about people who say they understand.
Okay. But I'm just saying, how can we expect respect externally when we don't even respect internally? How's that possible?
Well, I think respect is one of the natural functions of sincerity. It's like gratitude, you have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there are a lot of things that work to undermine the natural process, like people having a different religion. People are locked into ideas that they think are solid. And to some extent they are, but if you don't practice what you are taught, if you're not practicing the fundamental principles of what it is of goodness and justice and equal and rights and equality, the fundamental principle in Christianity is do unto others as you will have them do unto you.
Right.
People ain't doing that. Ain't been doing that.
Nope.
Ain't been doing that. And that allows people to continue to do what they've been doing and not do what they should do. And so, it's going to change, I believe, soon. But there's a lot of suffering going on in the meantime.
Yes, there's lots of suffering going on.
It could be changed a lot if people had a different focus.
515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. We've got a call here. Let's go to the phone line. 312-671. You're live. Excuse me. You're live on the Female Solution Grand Rising. Who's this? What's your name? Where are you calling from? 312-671. Minister Floyd Blunt. Grand Rising. Thank you so much for calling this morning.
This is Brother Minister Trump, Robert Floyd Trump. And how's everybody today?
Wonderful, Minister Plump. Would you like to comment on today's show, the movie Respect, both Aretha Franklin and Brother Lionel Abdul's Haqq commentary on the movie?
Yes, I would. I could probably do a better review of Respect once I see the movie.
No. You're missing the point. Wait. You're missing the point. We're talking about Lionel Abdul Haqq, his commentary. If you've been listening to the show, we don't expect you to do a commentary. We're asking you, what are your thoughts about what he's saying about the movie Respect?
Okay. I just now kind of chimed in about 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
And I was hooked on, got hooked on the word respect. And respect is really everything in a divine way of life. Is organized and programmed and even rejuvenized from the foundation, which is God. And also, it's when you deal with God in a righteous way, that's the key word, righteous, in a beautiful way. See, God created everything and everybody by nature righteous. However, in the universe, there's also other parts which is unrighteous. And that's really what you all are discussing. Mm-hmm. Righteousness, unrighteousness. In the divine order of life is true. What Brother Abdul is speaking on, which is it's going to happen because of the positiveness and the dominantness in the righteousness of God and the people. So, we say, we don't die, we multiply. That power is forever, and that's our foundation. And through foundation is education. So most of our people have been miseducated. So now, what he's really saying is people are waking up because they are being educated to the truth. From falsity, there's realism. Realism is the action speaks louder than words, and it's all in divine order. And the falsism, it represents evilness, wrong, unrighteousness. And the powers to be.
You're right on target, Minister Plump. I need you to hold that thought. We got to take our commercial break, so just hold on for a second. When we come back, we're going to take more calls at 515-605-9325. We're going to take 407-701, but stay close, and we'll be right back.
About finances, family, health, job, relationships. Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, just down-to-earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your product or service, or just make extra money. To take advantage of the deal of the day, go to wellnesspeaks.com or call 212-09-6619. Mention promo code A Female Solution and get free shipping. That's wellnesspeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit wellnesspeaks.com. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. We are a part of the online network of Associated Internet Radio hosts, On Air. On Air empowers you with transformative news and interactive radio TV shows. This is such a wonderful time to be alive and to see our human family coming together as one community as a result of that powerful tool, the internet. We can now talk directly to each other all over the world. There's no need for conflict or misunderstanding. There's no need for violence to solve our differences. We can talk to each other face to face until we reach an agreement. On Air offers a fantastic global guide to communicators from all over the world who are using their internet platforms to inspire us to strive to be our best selves in order to become the kind, compassionate, loving people we were all born to be. Once we do that, we'll see planet Earth transformed into a place of peace. Subscribe to the recommended YouTube channels, Facebook pages, and podcasts created by these Voices of Enlightenment. On Air provides daily news briefs and a weekly magazine to keep you abreast of events and opportunities. On Air news affiliates in television, radio, and print share information, insight, and interviews with notable personalities. Go to OnAirEverywhere.com for a daily dose of uplifting news. We're on air everywhere, online all the time.
With the Place of Peace pop-up from Tucson Essentials, you're able to increase productivity, mental acuity, leaving you with higher energy and peace in just 20 minutes. We pop up at our office or yours.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, host of Monday Morning Mindfulness. I'm joined by Brother Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations. We are discussing the movie Respect, story of Aretha Franklin. But before we go back to that, let's get a few calls. 407-701. You're live on The Female Solution. Grand Rising, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is your sister, Beata, in Florida, Grand Rising, and greetings to Brother Haqq.
Grand Rising, my sister of the microphone.
I wanted to chime in about respect.
Yes, ma'am.
Two things that came to my mind. I have a lot of young people call me and say, yes, ma'am, to me. And I used to be kind of irritated about that because it made me feel old. But I realized they had good training and their parents taught them how to respect their elders. Because then I have some young people who don't do that at all, and they're very disrespectful. So I can appreciate the yes ma'ams now because it kind of reminds me that their parents taught them how to respect their elders.
Yes.
And then secondly, what I was thinking about as far as respect, I had a young man writing several letters from prison to me.
Oh.
And what he revealed to me was I knew this young man when he was like 5 years old, and when I was in college in Wisconsin. His mother used to ask me to babysit for him. So I got to know him as a child, like 5 or 6 years old. And what he wrote to me from prison, he was in prison because he raped a woman.
Ooh.
And he wrote to me in prison, he shared with me, he said when he was in Wisconsin, his mother used to run around naked in their apartment with her white boyfriend.
Ooh.
And that really made him angry. I was like, whoa. And he said that's where he started disrespecting women.
Oh.
Because his mother demonstrated such loose behavior, but I probably more like paying more attention to a boyfriend than him. I don't, there's a meeting go into all the emotional part of it, but what happened with him was a 5-year-old child. He developed a disrespect for his mother, first of all, then women in general later, and he ended up acting out his anger and disrespect by raping a woman. So that I realized from those two examples in my life that children learn respect from their parents. They either have to demonstrate it or they have to teach them. So a lot of the youth today have not been taught how to respect their elders or even other people that demonstrate about the violence in the Black community. They haven't been taught how to respect human beings or their elders and much more. So that's my experience with as far as respect.
Okay. Thank you, my sister. That is my sister of the microphone, Viata Robinson, whose show was on last night. He comes on Friday mornings from 7 until 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and as well as Sunday evenings. If you from 7 till 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you didn't hear the show last night, the discussion of R. Kelly, oh Lord have mercy. You got to go back and hear this. And it's not what you think it is. It's a whole, just like Lionel Abdul Haqq brings us a different perspective on the movie Respect. Oh, it is not what you think it is. Please go back and see and listen to last night's show on Blog Talk Radio.
Thank you, sis, and thank you, Lionel, for your much needed wisdom today.
Yes.
So thank you, sister, for praying to reach the Most High.
Amen.
You know, in the context of rape, the idea, when we first started talking, I think I mentioned the movie The Accused.
Uh-huh.
And the movie The Accused was about a woman who was raped in a public bar because they said she was dancing so provocatively that she was asking for it.
Oh, really?
And it actually happened, but they made a movie out of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Happened in Chicago, as a matter of fact. But the point is that the disrespect that this is rape is a crime of power, anger, contempt.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's not about the sex as much as it is about showing contempt and having dominant power over.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is that, as expressed in the movie Accused, is that women have been degraded, degenerated as sex objects as part of the culture, the so-called culture, what I call Haqq culture of the modern world. That the whole concept of women being sex objects is associated with the way that they dress and the way that they are presented in the world as tempters to solicit sex and to invoke sex as because that's what they're supposed to be, sex objects.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the styles, the fashions, the tight clothes, the short dresses, the low cut blouses are all symbolic of a mindset that says women are sex objects. And therefore, not attacking, not challenging, not going against that idea is self-destructive to the respect that women will get. Or should get. And that the women's movement in its early days was about challenging the images of women in media that portrayed them as sex objects. And that it is not dignified for women to be portrayed in such way. And that has gone away. That has virtually been completely shut down.
But you bring up a good point about the mind of the rapist. The mind of the rapist has been programmed to look at women who dress a certain way, blah, 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 as sex objects. So it's not really the woman and how she dresses. You're bringing up the point that the conflict in a rape is the mind of the rapist because they.
No. What I'm saying is that the women's styles, the idea of women being alluring and sexual in their dress and in their behavior, their lipstick and makeup are designed to provoke a certain image of seduction. True.
But like the example of my friend, it was in his mind from childhood to see women in a certain light. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that the mind
that's where it's coming from. My point is that where it's coming from is a culture that projects women in that way. Women are portrayed as women accept the idea of being sexual in the way that they dress, in the way that they appear. They don't think there's anything wrong with it.
But the men who are raping have not been confronted or talked to or we have not had a conversation with our boys about how do you see this woman? Why do you see her this way? How do you respond versus react? Because what happens in a rape, a man is reacting to what his visual eyes are looking at instead of responding with, listen, sister, you don't want to dress like that. You're bringing attention to this, blah, blah, blah. Instead of responding to women, men are reacting because of exactly what you're saying, the programming that women have had to be seductive, to wear high heels. High heels by themselves are seductive and bring attention to their legs and their sexuality. But men have been also seeing this as seductive and reacting to it versus responding with love, compassion, and wisdom to say, listen, girls, women, let's do something different here so that men stop reacting and become violent and work out their anger on you by raping you.
And even worse, what it does to women. It's even worse what it does to women.
Yeah.
Because by women continuing to perpetuate this loose and seductive image,
right,
it goes back to the idea that Eve was the seductress who used to have, these are all concepts that have to be understood on a much broader scale than what they have been. And in the context of programming people, the mass media has projected these images and have sold us on these ideas. I want to get back to the story of the movie Respect, and one of the points that I wanted to make about it was the generation of gospel. The use of a gospel queen into the soul music genre.
Yes, sir.
Was a degeneration of the gospel morality.
Yeah.
The moral concepts and the moral values and principles that go along with church life. When you actually supposed to practice what you preach. Was undermined by the sex oriented music of soul music that actually worked against the pervasive influence of jazz that was generating so much positivity in the black community. That the soul music opposition to jazz and gospel was a counterintelligence move to undermine the influence of jazz and to take gospel, the moral principles of the religious life out of the cultural orientation of black people.
So what happened to the jazz beat movement? Like, for example, John Coltrane was addicted to a drug. There were so many jazz musicians who became addicted to drugs. So what happened to that dark side? Why did we get into that dark side of the drug use? Because yes, jazz is wonderful.
A lot of the musicians were paid in drugs.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Keep them hooked. Okay. Keep them hooked. When you see the movie Aretha, you will see that. You will see just that.
It was a part of the lifestyle.
Yep.
Most of the jobs they got were hired by gangsters.
Yep. So you got no check. You got a house or a car and some drugs.
Yeah, they even said Louis Armstrong used to be snorting cocaine in that white handkerchief. You know if that's the truth?
Wow.
I don't know. And I'm not concerned about our personal individual problems. I'm concerned about the big social reality that's creating them.
Yes.
And that's where we need to focus. That's where we need to really get real. That it's not about the fruit on the tree. It's about the rotten tree.
Ooh, teach my brother.
No. Okay.
It ain't about the food on the tree. It's about the rotten tree. I like that. Gotta use that one.
Well, I think the rotten tree includes all that alcoholism in our ancestors' lives, that they introduced the drugs, the alcohol, and the tree became rotten, and we produced children who were raping women because we weren't conscious of the influences of alcohol alone. My mother was an alcoholic. I had so many people in my ancestors who had alcohol.
We recognize, as the young people say, and get real, as the young people say, and throw off this fully artificial programming, don't just throw it off, but examine it, look at it, and really break it down to what they are actually putting out here, you know. I mean, the 9/11 situation is something that clearly reflects a need for cognitive reevaluation. So I mean, the fact that everything that's going, there's nothing bigger in my mind that we need to be addressing in terms of political miscegenation and the exploitation of people for the benefit of a few, to the expense of millions of lives. And money stolen. Money that never even got to the Afghan or Iraqi people. Soldiers got their head blown off over a scheme. Over a plot. A conspiracy.
The military-industrial complex is probably one of the most wicked organizations we've ever known in this century, because that's what's keeping the wars going and the money flowing and killing people, killing soldiers over their greed for money and power.
But that wouldn't exist if people were conscious, if people were thinking, if people were courageous enough to stand up and say, enough is enough.
Maybe we're getting there. Maybe this generation will change that.
It's there. Because the house of cards is falling.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Powerful.
The Trump card in the deck is the Joker.
Okay.
And the Joker, the movie, the character of the Joker is so reflective of Donald Trump. It's incredible. It's unbelievable how closely the character and the political miscegenation as and chaos he is creating is so parallel to the character in that story.
Teach, my brother. Yes.
So for anybody to think that this is all just fun and games, look at the Joker and look at where we are today.
Yeah, it does feel like the Twilight Zone. And for those who don't know what the Twilight Zone is, go Google it. That's what the young people say.
And it was, if you look into it, it was all about fear.
Yes.
Yes. Your nails and fear. So we have the same situation today spiritually. I think fear out of fear.
Yes.
And people don't know what to do.
Foolishness. Yeah. When we've been given religion is foolishness. When we've been given and what we follow is contradictory to the principles and ideals of common sense.
Yes.
They are not. They don't even try. And the idea of religion that has been given to most people in the modern world is not really religion. It's not doing anything to uplift spiritually the people in it, except in their ability to sing, dance. But in terms of their active cultivation of their soul, it's live out their lives.
Yeah, especially Christianity, you need a savior instead of going to die.
Yeah, I am so disappointed that, you know, in any religion, if you don't follow the ideals and the principles, you ain't doing nothing. Right. And the principles of Islam is that you don't worship any man. No leader is supposed to become so powerful that he can use his power to undermine other people and to deny them justice, fundamental justice. And fundamental justice requires that people, if you're going to charge somebody with something, that it has to be done in a formal way, and they have the opportunity to address those charges. Mm-hmm. And that is a right that is fundamental to American judicial process, but it came from Islam. It didn't exist before the Muslims established it as part of their Jewish creed. You know, that you have the right to address your accuser, to face your accuser, and to have an opportunity to respond to those charges publicly. Mm-hmm. So there's much of why I'm not receiving the kind of support that I got, and I think I would help in terms of getting more exposure for what I do, comes as a result of Muslims who denied justice, denied following principle in terms of following gossip and lies. And it's the same thing that happened with Malik Shahbaz, and it happens to people politically throughout the world and in all religions, that people are not holding their leaders accountable to follow the principles of the word. And if the people don't do it, the leaders so ain't going to do it. Interesting. It's changing every day, you know.
That complexity is demonstrated in the documentary called Blood Brothers, that depicts Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X relationship with the Muslims and Elijah Muhammad. There's a very complex thing going on, just like you're hinting at, the religious, the leader and the people who are following him. If they don't agree with him, then that's where you've got division and all that going on. And if you've ever seen that, it'd be interesting for you to analyze the movie Blood Brothers. It's really beautiful because the children of Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali bring it together in a very peaceful way. And help us see the relationship they have is really beautiful. But it was their belief in a leader and a religion that divided them. So that happens all the time. So we've got to wake up and develop consciousness over following a leader and a religion.
Okay, you see what following has helped.
It's all about the word. And not only one particular word, but we need to study all the books. And we need to study all the scriptures. And we need to study the history of the world, free from, in the words of Dr. Carter D. Woodson, free from racial prejudice and bias.
Yes. Right. So true.
It is 8:55. We are 2 minutes away from the closing out the show. Lionel, I want to thank you for bringing us such insightfulness to this movie. For those who haven't seen it now, you can see it from a different perspective. And thank you, my sister, Vieta Robinson from Florida. Can you please send us a little sunshine this way? It's a little foggy here today. We need some sun. Appreciate it. Send it on. We need it. Thank you very much. As Lionel closes out and leaves us with some goodies here, some truths.
Well, the truth is that the truth will set you free. And the more you get, the more you give, the stronger we will all become. And this life is only a temporary part of the process.
Yes.
what you're willing to stand up for and what you're willing to give your energy, your life energy to, can make a difference. And we can do much better than what we have been.
Yes, we.
And we hope for the best. And pray, continue to work and pray for peace.
Amen, because we definitely need it. If you would be so kind to give us your contact information for those who may be interested in chatting with you.
773-642-1453.
773-642-1453. That is the number to contact Lionel Abdul Haqq of Community Cultivations. If you would like to continue this conversation or any other conversation, Lionel would love to chat with you. Thank you so much, Lionel. We look forward to seeing you. Well, not seeing you, but hearing you the first Monday of every month. And we know that we will be pleasantly surprised, as we always are, and so informed. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. Peace be with you too, my brother. We appreciate you. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned as we listen to the closing of the show.
We've come to the end of our show today, but you can hear every show in the archives at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution.
And please remember, at 9:00 in 2 minutes, we will be joined by the executive producer of the Female Solution for the after show with Naima Latif. So stay close.
Leave your comments about today's show. You can always reach me on my website at www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com.
And if you're on the switchboard and you want to comment during the after show, press 1 now, or because you won't be able to press it at 1:00. So press 1 right now if you want to join the conversation in the after show.
Thank all of you who participated in today's discussion. And to our global family listening from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, Shishe, India, Nanyaban, Japan,
Arigato.
Korea, Kamsamnida, Russia, Spasiba, Germany, Danke, Poland, Dziękuję, France, Merci, Spain, Gracias, Italy, Grazie, Egypt, Shukran, Ghana, Medasi, Nigeria, Eshe, South Africa, Niabonga, Senegal, Jerez, Kenya, Asante, Israel, Toda, Pakistan, Shukriyan, Afghanistan, Tashakur, Saudi Arabia, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. And may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
And that, my friends, is the end of that. And now we are live in the after show with executive producer. Look at you, look so pretty, so beautiful. I love that hat wrap, girl. You got to show me how to do that one. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Well, you know what you do? You take the scarf, and of course you twist it around like this, and then after you have twisted it, then you kind of wind it around, kind of give that cinnamon roll effect.
Okay, that is exactly what it looks like, a cinnamon roll. Wow, I love that. I got a new look now, thanks to you, girl. I love that. Love it.
So here we
that
go.
Is awesome. You should be doing a tutorial on that on your page.
Now that's thought. I'll have to do that. All the various ways to wrap a.
Yeah, because a lot of women are rapping online, and definitely the exposure for the female solution. So please go and do that. By all means. Why don't we do one together? How about that?
That would be fun. Well, let's plan that. Yeah.
Let's do that one. How about after the show today? I got a 10 o'clock Zoom, but we can do it before then. And
we'll plan it because I can get all my various pieces and textures and so forth and show how you wrap some, because some materials wrap in some ways better than others. So you have to sort of know what cloth works better for what styles. Yeah, give me a chance to practice it a little.
Okay, so how can we do that at noon? How about that? Somewhere around there. Well, we'll converse. But before we do that, I invited someone that I met yesterday, and did she just? Oh, there she is. I just met her. I'm opening up her microphone now. This is a young lady whose name you will not believe. Her name is Siri, Siri. A sister with the name of Siri. Siri Hibbler is joining us on the after show right here, right now. This is a powerful sister I met yesterday at the Black Media Brunch event planned by First Lady and Dana Divine hosted it. But First Lady, former co-worker of WGC, I had an event yesterday. It was off the chain. And when this sister here got up and spoke, remember I told you when I first came on this morning, back to business, all that money that's available. Well, baby, Siri is here. Okay, what they do? Amazon, clap off. I know I'm all off. But Siri, take it away, girl. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Female Solution. Welcome.
You are very welcome, my beautiful sister. How are you?
I am wonderful. And we are joined by the executive producer of the show. Her name is Naima Latif. She's here with us too.
Yes, Siri. This is a great time to be named Siri, isn't it?
Yeah. Say that again, Siri.
Very nice to meet you.
Yes.
Likewise. Yes.
So Siri, first of all, you got to tell us how this name came about before you go anywhere, before you start telling us about this money.
Mm-hmm. Right, I tell you what, don't say it around your iPhone too much. You gotta say hello. It's a Hindu name. It means great power.
Yes.
Whenever you say it around an Indian, someone in the Indian culture, they will honor it, very, very much because they know that it's a Hindu name.
Wow.
And so that.
I'm just saying, wow.
Yeah, they know. So I practice Kundalini yoga, and so my spiritual time ago gave me that name.
Okay.
And
beautiful.
Yeah, so it's kind of like when God changed the name from Abram to Abraham. And so on. So names mean a lot.
Yes.
So what you name what you name your business.
Yes.
Names mean a lot because we're energy forces, right?
Yes.
So
sound is energy.
So we're putting good energy around us at all times.
Yes, ma'am.
So
that's right.
That's how my name came about. And now, when I start telling my friends and family about it, they're like, well, that's it too. That's it. So for years now, that's been my branded name. And it's gonna be my legal name here very, very soon. And it just fits me,
Okay.
I mean, I feel like my parents passed away, so I let that first name kind of die with my parents.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations, my sister. You know the power of the word, especially the spoken word. So you have spoken some things into existence, and I would love for you to share with our audience what you know that we did not know until yesterday.
Yesterday about this grant, the $250 million grant, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's so important. We only have 1 week left. This grant was launched August 18th. So you didn't have a lot of time here. We've been pushing it hard. My 3 team has been all around working with the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, working with our partners, which is the Cook County government. We've been trying to push this thing out to as many people as possible. We were able to get the Black applications up
during the first week when they contacted me and said, Siri, we've got to get more Black applicants. So we were able to do that. We need more Hispanic applicants right now, but we still need our Black community to continue to apply. I just got word from Mary Thatcher that was there yesterday too, that the Congressman Rush office that a lot of people on the South Side are not aware still about this. So my team is going out this week with those guys and try to hit that South Side more. But this grant is exactly what it says, a grant. You do not have to pay it back. You can use it for operating expenses. You can get between $5,000 and $150,000 for your business. You can apply for more than one business. So if you have 2 or 3 businesses, you can apply for those, including a nonprofit organization. You just need to show that you lost revenue in 2020 on your taxes. So they'll need your 2019 and 2020 taxes, 2 bank statements, one from any month in 2020 and the other one a current one. It's a 5-minute application. There's no reason for people not to apply.
Did you hear that? A 5-minute application, not like the EIDL will take you 30 minutes. You got to go find paperwork. 5 minutes. You have no excuse. Yeah. So if your business doesn't have money, then it's your fault because you have the information. And I hope I'm showing the right email website, cookcountysmallbiz.gov.
Well, that's our partner website, cookcountysmallbiz.gov. Yes.
Okay.
And you can go on there. If you need to get application assistance, you can apply for assistance and then just put in the box that Cook County Black Chamber referred them, so that they can send them off to us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you have to say Cook County Black Chamber of Commerce referred you, and then they'll send you to us for the application assistance. Otherwise, you can call us on your own directly too, at 312-794-7765.
Okay, and give that website again.
You can go to Cook County smallbiz, BIZ.org.
.org.
For assistance.
You said .org, not .gov. Which one is it?
No, it's
.org. Okay.
Cook County smallbiz, BIZ.org.
Okay, let me change that then.
There's 2 links there. There's one to take you directly to the application if you do not need assistance. There's one taking you to an application for assistance. And if you need assistance, when you click that, when you start filling that out, you have to put in Cook County Black Chamber of Commerce referred you, so they can send you over to us.
Okay, that's Cook County Black Chamber.
Well, our website is cookcountyblackchamber.com.
Okay.
Cookcountyblackchamber.com. You can get it from there as well.
Okay.
Cookcountyblackchamber.com.
cookcountyblackchamber.com. So the first site they should go to is cookcountysmallbiz.org and then go to okay.
.org, yeah.
Okay.
They can go to either one.
Oh, you can go to either one.
You're going to pick up the application from either one of those sites, from cookcountyblackchamber.com or from cookcountysmallbiz.org.
Okay. Either one they can go to. So people, you cannot say you did not know that there was $250 million grants available for your small business. After today, you cannot say that you do not know because now you know. So go to cookcountysmallbiz.org or blackchamber.com and see cookcountyblackchamber.com. So what do you say to the person who has a small business and they're not sure if they,
one thing I want to say is remove the doubt from your head. I do know that a lot of Black people and businesses have been promised many things. And rumors start in our community, and some of those rumors are definitely true about, these grant bias. I had someone call me the other day from a chamber in the West Suburbs, said that some of her business owners are concerned. They don't want to fill out the application because they're like, these people already know who they're going to give it to. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not true.
Oh.
Okay, because the people that have been allocated to look at the application, which is Allies for Communities, which is formerly Axion, they have to give account to the Illinois Department of Commerce.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no bias. They can't be biased about anything. But when I tell you that the acting director, Ms. Garcia and Matthew from the Office of Minority Empowerment, these people are in the deputy director. These people are on top of it. They're not going to let any type of, oh, you my friend, come and give it to you thing going on. Okay? They're not doing that. They are watching every application, every step of the way. Plus, I have access also to go into the portal to tell you where your application is in the whole process.
Oh.
Okay? So we all have access to these individuals that are applying, so we can talk to you and say, what did you do? What you didn't do? Should you not get approved or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry about the bias thing. It's not going to happen in this instance. It's not happening. Whatever happens with what people do with their personal organizations and how they give out their personal funds to people, that's them. But this is the state of Illinois. There is no bias going on at all. They want to give out this money. They set aside $100 million for disinvested areas.
Oh.
So your business is in a disinvested area and you fall under a certain category, they set $100 million aside. You don't have to worry about the money running out.
All right now.
So we need you to apply. Okay, it's sad that stops a lot of Black people. And again, I get it. We have really been, hurt.
Yes.
Made promises and been, disappointed. But this is not that situation. So I encourage you, apply. Make sure that you have a revenue loss of $5,000. If you don't have a revenue loss of $5,000 in 2020, you can't apply.
If you do not have a revenue loss of at least $5,000, you cannot apply. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All righty.
That's correct.
So now you know.
And if you're an independent, the people say that there's 1099. 1099 cannot apply unless you are registered as a DBA, an actual sole proprietor. And for you to be registered for a sole proprietor, you have had to register with the Cook County Clerk's Office as a DBA sole proprietor business.
Well,
so 1099s cannot apply.
1099s do not apply. So if you don't have your taxes, then you might want to think of something else to do because this is not for you. But if you do, this is the place to go. Thank you so very much, Siri Hibbler from the Cook County Black Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much, my sister. We appreciate you. Look forward to having you on again in the near future.
Thank you, Zelda. Thank you. You guys be blessed out.
All right, thank you, Siri. I love that. I can call her Siri. We have our own personal Siri.
Yeah, we have our own Siri. She should do those voice commands because we need a Black woman's voice.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, Siri, we nominate you. How about that?
Yes, this is the real Siri.
I accept the nomination.
Okay, the real Siri. She is the real Siri. So thank you, Miss Siri. We appreciate you. Enjoy your day, love. I'll be in contact.
Okay, bye-bye.
All righty, bye-bye now. Wow, what a way to start the day of showing you how you can go get this money, girl. $250 million, but she said it was over $100 million.
Yeah,
$1 billion. What'd she say? I forgot. I know there's $250 million there. How about that?
For sure. And you said it earlier. What keeps us from having access to these things is just not being present, not being there to know about it and go and get it.
So used to things not working out, it's like, oh, here's another one. I'm gonna pass up on that. No, you gotta try. You gotta do better.
That's the thing that creates the conditions that we keep re-experiencing. The lack of belief and the power to change things and create what you want. The lack of belief. So that's the only thing, like you said earlier, the only thing we have to change is our minds. Stop thinking that other people have power that we don't have, or worthiness that we don't have, or abilities that we don't have, or creative energy that we don't have. Stop thinking that. We have everything every human being on the planet has. Everything. We really do. We have to know this, and then we'll act accordingly. You see it reflected in so many things that happen. And I look at some of the things that were said today about respect.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that you experience comes from what you are feeling on the inside of yourself. And you asked the question, how do we expect respect to come from outside of us when it's not on the inside? When you don't believe yourself worthy, then you keep expecting other people to validate you. And you don't need them to when you already know who you are. You don't need anybody's approval, validation, praise, recognition when you know who you are. And this is what we have to get to, that point of knowing, so that other people's misbehavior doesn't make us doubt our worth or power or abilities. And I thought I've only seen trailers of the movie Respect, but what I saw was really powerful in helping you understand what Aretha Franklin had to go through to get past all of the disrespect that happened in her life. But all of us have to go through that.
That's why she said, Miss Franklin to you.
Yes.
That was the respect. That's Miss, not Aretha. No.
Yeah.
Miss Franklin to you. I was like, okay, yeah.
The man who you know you are. When you know who you are.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. I'm who I am. I don't care who else is in the room. I will always be this person. And your opinion about it does not change who I am. It can't. I don't care what you say.
Right.
Or what you think. You can't change my reality. So that's really a level we have to get to. There's something else that was brought up, which I think has to be understood. And that really has to do with the respect between men and women and our understanding of our relationship when it comes to sexuality. That's a very intense thing, and it's a very powerful life force energy that can be misused, just like atomic energy. I mean, if we understood atomic energy better, we could use it for the free energy, for our travel, for our electricity, all these things. But if you misuse it and you blow up things, then you've used it to destroy rather than to build. And that's what can happen with our sexuality when we don't understand it, and when it's misused and introduced at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
And the story that Beata was given about the 5-year-old young man, it's just like when a baby is developing in your womb. You know that it can't survive until all of the organs develop properly. Mm-hmm. If you go into labor prematurely, then the child will not be able to sustain itself. You go into labor at 4 months, 5 months, that baby's not going to make it. And there have been some that maybe it's 6 months, they put them on an incubator, but really they're not fully formed. They're not ready to be in this environment. Right. So going into labor early is not a good thing. It will kill them.
Right.
Well, it's the same thing with your sexuality. There's a reason why there's puberty. The body evolves into its preparedness, and the body includes the brain as well, the emotional maturity and everything else. It evolves into a state of readiness. And if you introduce it too early, you make it into a source of destruction rather than construction, because it forms incorrectly. It's like, trying to make a child walk before their bones have properly formed and strong enough. They end up bow-legged, slew-footed, pigeon-toed, whatever, but their bones were not strong enough to support their bodies. So you can't force them to walk at 6 months because they're not ready.
Right.
There's a practice that we have developed when we never questioned it: male circumcision.
Ooh.
Say, well, the Bible says. Did it occur to you that sometimes the people who wrote the Bible, or even practices that are described in the Bible, were inappropriate?
Okay.
The ignorance of the people at the time. God didn't tell them to do things that were harmful. So there's a covering over that very sensitive part of the male anatomy for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Your sexuality is not supposed to be awakened at 5 years old. It's not
Okay.
supposed. And if it's awakened at the wrong time, it can be misshapen and therefore misused. So we can understand clearly when we hear about female circumcision, we go, oh, that's horrible. You're cutting off the most sensitive part of a woman. And the idea was for a woman not to experience arousal, because the idea was, well, if you're not ever aroused, then we don't have to worry about you cheating on your husband or being promiscuous or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But you're supposed to experience all of the sensations that your sexuality creates, because it is a healing property that it brings to your body, the endorphins and everything else. It actually is for the purpose of enhancing your life force energy. So you're supposed to feel all those sensations. So circumcising females, okay, for women who don't participate in that, you realize how wrong that is. But has it ever occurred to you that you're also mistreating the man when you circumcise him, because you're exposing something that's supposed to be protected until it's time? And we do things that are destructive because we get told that our religion tells us to do this, and we never question something when we see the harm that it does. So the things that have evolved in our culture when it comes to disrespect of our own sexuality is because we lack understanding about it. There's a lot of myths surrounding it. Shame, guilt, and fear. Anything that's taught in fear is always going to be a misteaching. Fear blocks you from knowledge. So instead of us having all this body shame and fear and condemnation, we need more understanding of how our sexual energy enhances our life, how it sustains and regenerates life, health, well-being, and how it should be introduced in the way that is the most health producing, emotionally and physically, so that it does what it's supposed to do, instead of being a source of being either manipulated or misused or used as a means of pain or causing pain or expressing power, like Brother Kwame was saying. The act of rape is not anything to do with sexual arousal that's out of control. It's contempt. So when you show contempt for someone else, it's a reflection of the contempt you have for your own self.
Ooh, teach my sister.
I mean, we are souls expressing ourselves through this body. So how we respect our own soul is how we express through the actions in this body. And if anything you do in this body that harms someone else, you're showing disrespect to your own soul that is functioning and expressing itself through this body. You cannot perform an act of contempt or hurt or pain to someone else unless you have contempt for yourself. So what we have to do is teach self-love. That has to be the first thing we teach a child, is self-love. That means you understand that you are an eternal spirit expressing itself through a body. You are the eternal creative spirit expressing itself through a body. And all of us are the eternal spirit. We just are expressing ourselves through this particular body. All the spirit of the universe, the one creative life force energy that we call God. All of us are individual expressions of that one creative spirit. When you don't know that is when you harm other people. Once you know that, you can never harm another soul. So this is the foundation of what, when we teach this to our children, then we won't have to worry about them harming people, because first they love themselves because they know who they are. They are an expression of God. And this body is what they're inhabiting as they express themselves, as God expresses itself through this body. So you never do something to disrespect your own body.
Amen.
I look at the word respect as an acronym: recognizing eternal spirit, powerfully expressing conscious truth.
Say that again. Recognizing eternal spirit.
Eternal spirit, powerfully expressing conscious truth.
Powerfully expressing.
But all of us are. We are. And so when we recognize it in each other, when you recognize eternal spirit, powerfully expressing conscious truth, you recognize that that's what each person that you see is. Then you treat them accordingly. That is what respect is.
I love that. I'm going to put that up here for the viewers. I'm going to type that in. How did you come up with that, Naima?
Well, take some time.
You've been hanging around Kwame too long.
Yeah.
Thank you, Baba Kwame Sunhorse. You're a good influence.
Absolutely. But this is the challenge that we have to teach and help people who have been wounded by other people to let go of the pain and the anger that comes from interacting with people who are ignorant. You have to know that they're only expressing the understanding that they have. And when they know better, they'll do better. So you look at all of the people whose behavior is insulting, is hurtful, is cruel. They don't know who they are as an expression of the eternal spirit. They don't know who they are. So they can't recognize who you are.
Right.
And that's why they can't show respect.
Wow.
It's not on the inside of them.
I love this. I can't wait to show respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I forgot to put the dot after the E. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Find out what it means to me. I know I can't sing, but I don't care. Respect. You better respect me.
Yes.
After I learn to respect myself.
I think when Kwame said something about recognize, that's what kind of
better recognize eternal spirit when you see it, baby, because it's powerful, it's expressing, and it's a conscious truth.
Yes.
Hello, somebody.
So this is, this is the challenge that we have, is to change the way people see each other, and seeing that everybody is just basically at various levels of understanding of that reality. If you're not understanding that other people are the same eternal spirit that you are, and you're going to treat them differently, you're going to believe that you have a right to treat them badly, you're going to think that treating other people badly will make you feel better about yourself, because the reason why you're treating them badly is because you already feel bad about yourself.
Okay.
And that's where the healing has to come from. I think Viata said something about healing today and last night. We talked about the fact that people are in pain because of what has happened to them, because of the way they've been treated, the things they've experienced early in life, which made them feel worthless or less valuable or unloved. So they're expressing what they experienced. And if they experience pain, they're giving pain. So how do you help somebody who is expressing the pain that's been given them? You don't give them more pain. That's like if your child is running around and they trip and fall and skin their knee, and you look at it and go, you skinned your knee, and then you push them down so they skin the other knee. I mean, would that make any sense? No.
Whatsoever.
So why are we doing that to people when what they're expressing is the pain that they feel at having been unloved? That's what they're experiencing. And you have people that are looking for various ways to validate themselves or various ways to get the love that they didn't get, and trying to generate the biochemical reaction that you get when you're loved, endorphins, things that the chemical substances that make you feel at peace and give you a sense of well-being. Well, if it doesn't come from the emotional experience of being loved, then you got to create it artificially through drugs. Sex creates the release of hormones that give you that sense of well-being. All kinds of things. Alcohol can numb the sensation of pain and emotional pain as well as physical pain. Before they had modern ways of numbing you, like if you had to have an operation or something, they gave you alcohol, you got drunk, to numb the pain. You see the old Westerns tell you, oh, you got to saw off your leg, or get a whole bunch of booze because you got to be numb so you don't feel doing this painful operation. Well, it's the same thing. You're numbing emotional pain when you get drunk as well. So what we have to be able to do is remove all of those artificial ways of creating the sense of well-being that create addictions, because those things don't work. That's why you have to keep using them. That's why they become addictions. And create inner peace through love. Give people love who have been unloved. That's what will solve the problems of people who are hurting people. So, when we look for respect and we look for other people to speak to us in a way we know we deserve to be spoken to.
I'm so glad you said that, Naima, because in the society in which we live, there is so much pain, and we mask that pain with so much of outer things. Food was my issue, clothing, cars, where you live, where you vacation. I want to share something very quickly about an experience that I had. First time I fasted, which was probably about 30 something years ago. And I went from being maybe a size 20 to a size 12. I fasted. And someone said I cheated.
You cheat on it.
I was like, all the hell I went through them first 3 days. How in the heck did I cheat? Okay, so I digress. Anyway, during that time, as I'm shrinking, I'm noticing how other people their bodies are expanding. They're getting fatter, larger, whatever you want to call it. And the thought occurred to me, it's like, what's wrong with those people? I'm in my 20s. I don't know no better. What's wrong with them people? Can't they just fast like me? And then, the thought is in my mind, well, what's wrong with her? She's so fat. She's just going to diet. She's a fast like me. So this is the programming that was going on in my head. I'm cleansing my body, but my mind is still foul.
Oh, yeah. Judgments.
Yes, judgments. Number one, I was the judgment queen. I'm still working on bringing that down. So someone at the time, I was taking a landmark education course. And in that course, I learned about judgments. I learned about myself, and all of the issues that I have in here came as a result of what's going on out there. And I internalized it by eating it. So when I see people who are extra large, I like to say, you don't see them as pitiful. You don't see them as unable to break the chain of self-abuse. You see them as someone on a journey to discovering themselves, because that there is pain within that we are trying to mask by stuffing our face with Haagen-Dazs and German chocolate cake and butter cookies and all that stuff. It's a painful situation, and we're trying to get relief any way we can. So when you see that, sister, but I gotta say this, I love our young people today. They ain't had nothing. They ain't wearing no girdles, no Spanx. They ain't wearing nothing. So they are still teaching me, the big bone girls,
right,
with the extra meat on the bones.
Right.
There's no teaching me today.
They don't have any body shame, and they shouldn't.
None.
Shame is unhealthy. You should love yourself.
Oh
They're-
my God.
I don't know if I told this story. If I have you all, I'm sorry. All the time.
Please do it again.
But I used to. When we were taking the children on the HBCU college tours with Rainbow Push, I was one of the chaperones.
Mm-hmm.
And Reverend Jackson, he'd send 2 buses loads of students every year to the Black colleges. And supposed to be the chaperones, and each group of, I think, 5 or 6 young people had to have a chaperone, and our whole purpose was, of course, to kind of help them through this learning process. They're going to different colleges and so forth, keep them from keep the young people from intermingling inappropriately. We didn't want anybody to end up pregnant on tour and that kind of thing. Right, so we had to make sure people stay in their rooms and everything. So now, one year, all of the young ladies that I chaperoned were the big boned girls. Now, my thought, stereotyping, my thought was, oh, well, they'll probably, not be any trouble because they're more likely probably shy, quiet. They're smart girls, but they probably didn't deal with boys that much because they're kind of heavy. Mm-hmm. I expected they were going to be more or less kind of suppressed, quiet, mild-mannered. But these young ladies, they love themselves. I mean, and they love those men. And they love dressing and, enhancing their breasts and everything. And I observed something in them. I'm like, they don't have any body shame about their size. They were like, yeah, let me get my big butt over here. Oh, he's cute. I'm talking to him. And they were just, and they had no problem flirting with the men. And the men responded to them because of their self-confidence. And, it was amusing because I realized I was expecting them to act as if they were ashamed of their bodies. And it was the exact opposite. They had love for themselves. They liked dressing in loud colors, enhancing their figure and everything.
Yes.
And they love being big. I mean, they love themselves. And that taught me a lesson.
Yeah. Freaked me out.
When you love yourself and accept yourself for who you are, you project a different energy, a different vitality, a different self-love. And that's what you attract. You attract people because you feel attracted. Mm-hmm, they didn't let anybody make them feel bad. Oh, they fat, so and so. They did not. They felt big and beautiful. That's what they projected. And it taught me a big lesson about how our society does do what they call fat shaming, making you feel bad. Oh, who do you think you are? You big, fat, so-and-so.
Right.
Teaching our children to hate themselves if they are heavier than what's considered, average size. Mm-hmm. And I also, in observing them, I learned that I had a prejudice against larger people.
Oh,
judgmental about, well, how come she don't go on a diet? Or how come, I could eat and everything. I was judgmental and had an expectation that they should feel ashamed. I had to erase that in myself. Mm-hmm. So I learned a lot from that particular tour and seeing how these young women did not have that in themselves and how healthy their self-esteem was because they loved and accepted themselves as they are. Learn a lot. And so like you say, no, they ain't wearing no girdles and all that stuff because they're not allowing themselves to be taught, you got to compress that. That's too big. No, my butt is big. It bounces. Yeah, I love it.
I love it. I was like, oh, Lord, I need to hang around these young people. You talk about keeping it real. Lord, I'm like, really? Oh, okay. I'm driving down Stony Island one day, and this was it's hot. It's pre-COVID. And there's a sister, I think it was on 76 of Stony Island. Big girl. She had to weigh about 300. Mm-hmm. She had on a halter top and what we call the booty up shorts now? I don't know what they call them.
Yeah, something, but they barely
You
cover
can see
your
the cheeks hanging out.
Yeah, them
He was
shorts.
standing there just smiling, waiting on the bus, and I was like, "All righty now, okay." Okay, but you know, the first thought that popped into my mind, girl, you need to go home, put on some clothes. And then so I'm having a conversation in the car with myself about, okay, now those were thoughts that were embedded into you when you were a child.
Mm-hmm. You
So
should hide that. You
put
should
it,
of it. Yeah.
yes, make shame, be ashamed. So why are you projecting those thoughts on this girl standing on the bus stop? She don't even know you, and what she wears none of your business. So why are you all up in her Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So we have to do a lot of rethinking about the things that we think are correct thoughts, and they're not. I remember a story about one of my friends told me she was married and her husband had been out of town for a while. She's a little large, and so he was coming back in town, and she wanted to greet him with some sexy lingerie.
Okay.
The thing when he got home. So she went to the lingerie shop and she was describing to the sales clerk what she wanted. She said, I want the little slim, sexy gown. And so so she had picked out this, little itsy bitsy piece to put on.
Mm-hmm.
And the sales clerk was like, well, are you sure you want that? Well, let me give you something maybe a little more appropriate. So she went and got this big old heavy, frumpy looking thing, saying maybe something like this would be more appropriate. She's like, no, I know what I want. I want this one here with the sheer thing and showing my stuff, and this is what I want. And she was, well, I mean, do you really? You're getting this for? You say you're getting this because you want to greet your husband? She's like, yes. She said, well, do you sure he wants to see that? And she's like, look, however my body looks is my body.
Okay.
And it's good to him. And she went on, got her little skimpy stuff, and went on.
Okay.
Because this was her husband, their relationship, whatever she looked like, he liked it, and it wasn't that sales clerk's business to decide she needed to cover it up.
Thank you.
So we've been taught body shame, and larger women have been taught that they're not worthy of love because they're not shaped right. How sick is that? We're creating that sickness, that low self-esteem in our girls, and we're teaching that thought in our boys. Because I talk to some men that they like, somebody say, hey, more meat, more sweet. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. More meat, more sweet. Wow, I ain't heard of that one. More meat, more sweet. I ain't heard of that. There are even websites and clubs designed for big women only. You cannot even get in it if you are under 200 pounds. I was like, what? There's something on the internet called plushies. PLU.
I like that. Plushies.
Okay, I'm plush, girl. You need to know this.
But I think we as women, we have a responsibility to reverse all kinds of shame regarding our sexuality, regarding our body image, regarding our identity and our worthiness of being loved. We need to erase and reverse all of that, because we're the ones who are creating unhealthy behaviors and beliefs about sex and about love and about worthiness. So how can our relationships be healthy when we're not healthy about how we see ourselves and see each other? This body that I'm wearing is just like a suit of clothes. I'm going to take it off when I leave here.
Okay.
I exit this earth. This goes back to the earth that I borrowed it from. However it's shaped, however it look, I can't take it with me. It's just a vehicle for me to get around and do what I'm supposed to be doing.
Just like a car.
It's like a car. I am not a white Honda Civic. I drive a white Honda Civic. That's who I am.
I'm so glad you said that, because we have been so misconstrued in our thinking. You are not what you wear, what you drive, none of that.
None of that.
And I even recently, maybe a couple of months ago, I had the thought that I am so glad I am not working in corporate America, where you have in an office like setting where where our volunteers are older women, so ain't nobody dressing naked. But I'm very grateful that, this was my thinking, and I feel sorry for the women who have to work in offices, because everything is so revealing and so tight. I was like, damn, they can wear that to work. know, the little part right here that shows when you got on a low cut blouse and everything is so form fitting and so tight. And I was like, when did that become the norm in corporate America, to dehumanize women as just sex objects? When did that become the norm? I guess because I haven't worked in a job at an office in 20 years. I don't know that.
You know, that's the thing.
Corporate culture has changed.
When you have a culture that is so much shaped by the prevalence of pornography into every aspect of life. Pornography is a misshapen expression of sexuality. It's not healthy sexuality where there's love, there's appreciation, there's joy. It's sexuality in which there is control, coercion, dominance. There is fear. You know, if I don't do this, then I won't get that. So it's not a sexuality that is healthy. And therefore, when women are made to feel like, well, if you don't show me some cleavage, you're not going to get this position, or you're not going to get promotion, or you're not going to get this raise. You know, you got to keep me sexually aroused. That's not a healthy sexuality.
No. When
somebody tells me you have to show some part of your skin, you must show. No, this is mine. I show it if I don't show it. But it's my choice. My body, my choice. So when you have, you know, it can go either extreme. If you show something, then I'm going to decide that you deserve to be mistreated. Like somebody said, well, you know, a woman walking down the street with a short dress and she gets raped. Well, she was asking for it. No. This is her body. She's going to wear whatever clothes she's wearing.
Right.
I have a right to violate anybody. It doesn't make any difference what they look like. Because if you recognize eternal spirit powerfully expressing conscious truth, if you recognize that that's who that is, you wouldn't touch her. Doesn't matter what she has on, because you recognize that she's the same eternal spirit that you are. So it doesn't matter what she's wearing. You respect yourself. So you don't violate anybody. So if you are sexually aroused, whose responsibility is it to control your sex urges so that it doesn't become misused sexuality? It's your responsibility, not hers. It's always your responsibility, because what you do in your body is under your control and is always your responsibility. And we can teach this truth to our children. Then we can create societies where people don't violate each other because they respect themselves too much to do so. That's our task.
And it will only happen when we make it happen.
When we make it happen.
So garner some respect and share this video, because somebody needs to see it.
Yeah.
How about that? I want to thank you so much for the after show, for staying with us with the after show today. Be sure and continue to respect yourself and that of your fellow person. And be sure and join us tomorrow for self-care with Jody Susan. And on Wednesdays, what can we expect, Naima?
Yes, we have a sister who works with helping refugee families. And we're going to take a look at this whole question of what is our moral responsibility to help families in distress, no matter who they are, where they're from, what they look like. What is our personal moral responsibility to help those in need? Talk about that.
And on Thursday?
Well, of course, Wednesday, join me and my co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursday, join me and our wonderful host, Dr. Debbie Green, and of course,
Solution.
So make sure you tune in, and we're going to continue our discussion on fear, because most misbehavior is generated by fear. Fear of something, either fear of loss, fear of lack, fear of pain, fear of something that makes you do what you do. So we're going to talk about that on Thursday, continuing that discussion. And then Friday, of course, we got health and well-being with Beata. So we're looking forward to that as well. And this second Saturday, I believe we're going to have our attorney Wendy back with us this Saturday to talk about relationships. So we're looking forward to that.
And on the 3rd and 4th Saturday?
And the third Saturday, of course, we've got Move Around with Deborah. We're going to hear more about how we can prepare to travel in these challenging times, how we can keep up with what some of the requirements are, some of the restrictions are, how we can be prepared, and how we can still enjoy those vacations, even though we may have to make some adjustments. We need to be aware so that we're not upset and panicking and believing that our travel lives are over, because we can still
not
the world. Yeah, they're not.
Executive producer Deborah Peterson and Deborah Strong are down in Jamaica right now, and I'm supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be there broadcasting live. I just thought I'd let you know that. It didn't happen. You know, I got responsibilities that I got to take care of. I got appointments today, and it's like, man, why couldn't y'all plan it for next week? It's like, no, baby, birthday's today. It's like, okay.
Well,
send me a photo.
One of these days, we know we're going to see you broadcasting from the beach down in Jamaica. So we'll just be, when we see the palm trees in the background, down there.
Until then, I have my philandroms. Is that what it's called? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Have to do.
They'll have to do. They're doing the best they can.
Doing the best they can with what they got. So, as we close out,
Saturday, of course, is Wisdom with Mama D. Always looking for wisdom from an elder. That, and wisdom stands for Women in Support of Daughters on Motherhood.
Yes.
So yes, that's what we're all about, preparing that next generation that's going to be raising those souls that are going to transform this world from the way it is to the way it should be.
To the way it should be. And I want to leave our audience with a viewing of the promo of the Female Solution promo, because I just love the fact that you took the time to put this promo together. And I had not been showing it, but I'm going to show it now. As Feel Good Friday Extended. No, I was showing a video. Feel Good Friday, and it's like, oh no. You all gonna have to go to the website to see that, okay? Y'all gonna have to go to the website. I can't show it to you here, but what I will show you is the promo for the Female Solution as we close out. They can contact you where, Naima?
Well, of course, you can always reach me on my website, www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com. But of course, you also can reach us on the Female Solution Facebook page. Feel free to leave your comments. There we go. And you can also reach us at 312-8.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Well-Being with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
I like that, but I would like it better if I could show it with just so it'll help out with the editing. I would like to show that again because I wanted to show it from the beginning and I was having a few difficulties here.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Suzanne. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
All righty, that's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. You can always go promote the promo on my YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV Show. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning with Self-Care with Jody Susan, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And go get that money from CookCountySmallBiz.org and let them know that the Cook County BlackChamber.com recommended you. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a great day. Enjoy the sun. What if there's any left? But enjoy the day you're breathing. What can I say?
Hey, that's right.
Love, peace, and Soul Train.